TESEHKI must have been on a fast because she did not eat. She did not eat.
Yeah, you know where to be. For real talk, come see. Hot topics, recaps, reactions for you. Genuine laughs and unbiased views. We keeping it real, critical and true. So welcome to Roma Lash TV. You're welcome, come chill with me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Roma Lash TV, and Roma Lash is me. So, as you probably already saw from the title, this is going to be another Baddies review, Baddies USA Chapter 1, Episode 7. So just one thing I wanted to clear up, the last video that I did when I was reviewing the show and I was talking about the fight between Tommie and Tavy. Look, I'm Team Tommie all day. I'm Team Tommie. Tommie is one of my favorite baddies on the show. After Summer, it's Summer, Tommie, and Nunu in that order. Those are my three favorite baddies on the show. Okay. Now, when I was talking about the fight between her and Tavy, I'm not. I wasn't trying to say that like Tavy beat the shit out of Tommie or anything like that. I feel like it was a pretty uh fair fight. It was a good fight because they can both fight. But what I said was if I had to choose a winner, if I really had to choose a winner, I would say Tavy only because she got some good hits in. She got a few good hits in, but she didn't beat the shit out of Tommie like what some people are trying to make it seem on like on Instagram and stuff. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Tommie like I don't think that Tommie got beat up, like what Rolly is, we're gonna see later on in the review, Rolly's so fake, she was trying to make it seem like Tavy beat the shit out of Tommie. No, Tavy didn't beat the shit out of Tommie, but she gave Tommie a good fight. And that's really what I was trying to say. I'm not trying to I don't agree with what most of the viewers are saying that Tommie got beat up and whatever. I feel like she didn't beat up Tavy, but she didn't get her ass beat up. She didn't really get beat up, if that makes sense. I just feel like it was a pretty even fight, but if I had to choose a winner, I would give it to Tavy only because Tavy got some good hits in on Tommie, like some straight punches. So that's all I had to say because I saw in the comments, like, look, I'm Team Tommie. But I'm not biased. I'm not biased, but I am Team Tommie. And I honestly do think that she did not get beat up in that fight. She just, she did her best like she always does. She gave Tavy a good fight. Tavy gave her a good fight. I just feel like Tavy was quick and she got some good hits in on Tommie. Straight to the face. She even had her nose a little bloody too. But yeah, but Tommie didn't get beat up. Tommie, she held her own. She didn't, especially for someone who was fighting in heels. Listen, if I had to fight someone in heels, I would be on the floor in 5 seconds. I could barely stand or walk in heels, let alone fight. Okay, then add, the fact that they have liquor in their system, they're intoxicated. Look, kudos to Tommie. Okay, and majority of the time, majority of her fights, she'd be wearing heels. So kudos to her. Girl, you could fight in heels. I could barely stand in heels. Okay. So kudos to Tommie for that. I just wanted to say that. And let's get into the video. How do I take this off? Man, every time with StreamYard. You would have thought it was my first time using it. Okay, let me take this off. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Child, I had the right slide the whole time. So, anyways, so the episode starts off with Krishan and her sister, no, not Krishan, what am I saying? With TESEHKI and Marsh fighting. We just pick up where we left off last episode. So, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I don't even know, like, okay. Everybody is giving Krishan, I'm tired guys, bear with me. Everybody was giving Krishan like flack for not jumping in the fight with TESEHKI and Marsh, not breaking it up. I don't know what they were expecting Krishan to do. I don't know if they wanted her to fight Marsh with her sister, break up the fight, whatever, whatever. Everybody was mad at Krishan. Krishan is a listen. Marsh and TESEHKI know what they came on Baddies to do. Why do you think Marsh is there? Why do you think she's there? You think they just let you think she's just there to follow Krishan to be her tag along? No, Marsh is there to fight TESEHKI. They know this. They both know this. That's why TESEHKI threw the first punch. If y'all keep up with the tea on the blogs, you would have known. Okay, Marsh and TESEHKI were this was planned. Krishan knew, they all knew this shit was planned. Okay, before they even started filming. My phone. Okay, it's not important. But yeah, before they even started filming, TESEHKI and Marsh knew they were coming on Baddies to fight each other. Marsh was gonna get a bag. Everybody was, you know what I mean? Because let's face it, yes, TESEHKI, she can fight, she's pretty, whatever, but she's boring on the show. TESEHKI don't really clock in until the reunion. The whole time went like usually during the season, she's boring. The last season she was on, which was Baddies Midwest, she was boring. She had one fight throughout the whole season. She's boring. Okay, so Marsh was coming there to give her some work to do. Anywho, so yeah, there's that. And child, this fight, Marsh was in line when she said she got her lick back. Marsh was not lying. Let me show y'all some screenshots. Because I took a few and I took some good ones. I can't wait to show y'all. Where are they? Where are these damn screenshots? Man, Eater. Marsh said, I got my lick back. I was like, what? I thought she was capping. No, no, no. She wasn't capping. She wasn't capping. Where is it? Where is it? Now it's not showing? Come on now. Let's see if this one. What? Come on. Okay, here we go. So, there was this whole debate about who won the fight between TESEHKI and Marsh. Honestly, I would have said TESEHKI, but I'm going to give it a tie. I'm going to give it a tie. There were a couple of times when TESEHKI was tossing Marsh, grabbing her, flinging her, you know. I think she did that twice. But, I mean, to me, whoever leaves the fight with the most damage, that's who wins, okay? Marsh didn't have no knots. Marsh didn't have no bruises. Marsh didn't have no scratches, bleeding, burst lip, black eye, nothing, okay? So I'm gonna give it to Marsh. I'm sorry. I'm shocked that I'm saying this, but I'm gonna give it to Marsh, honestly. Like Marsh was so proud. She was holding up Krishan's baddie chain like it was hers. Oh, not this one. This one. Yeah, there we go. That was Persuasion, the other one. Yeah, she was like, baddies. Look at her showing off Krishan chain. So yeah, so this was when they were fighting. You know, these are just some screenshots. I've never seen TESEHKI just, it's TESEHKI set herself up because why would you take off your shoes to fight in socks? Like, who does that? Like, why would TESEHKI set herself up? She was slipping and sliding all over that floor. You would have thought it was baby oil on the floor, where she was just slipping and sliding. Then Marsh, she stomped on her face a couple of times. I do think the fight was edited, and you can tell where it was edited, so there's that too. But yeah, I mean, Marsh, and you can tell, sorry, you can tell they edited it in TESEHKI's favor because when at one point when Marsh she she busted her lip, um and they kept talking about it, like her and Krishan, they kept talking about, oh, look at your lip is busted, blah blah blah. They made sure to only show TESEHKI from her good side or behind. For the most part, they were showing the back of her. They would not show the front of her. But we caught them slipping. Oh my, why am I so tired? I swear I was not yawning the whole time. All of a sudden I'm yawning. Crazy. But yeah, so we caught them slipping because, and I took these screenshots just to show that every time Krishan and Marsh would talk about TESEHKI's lip being busted, she would start licking her lips. Yeah. Licking her lips. But yeah, caught slipping. And where's the other one? Caught slipping. No, not this one. There was another one too I took. Caught slipping. Look at that. Ooh. So red. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But yeah, Marsh got her lick back because the last time they fought, it was Marsh's mouth that was red. Like, remember? TESEHKI punched her right in her mouth. Her mouth was bloody. So Marsh got her lick back. Look at TESEHKI looks scary here. Ew. She looks scary. Look like something from a horror movie. Oh my god. It's time for my bedtime soon. But anywho, yes. So they fought, and they fought multiple rounds. Like, apparently they fought, like, I think on the show, in the episode, I think they showed us like maybe three times that they fought, but apparently they fought much longer than that. So yeah, there was that. Yeah, yeah. Krishan was there, being Marsh's cheerleader, cheering her friend on. Some of the girls, they were trying to stop it, or they wanted to stop it, at one point. And then we got this big back beluga whale coming in the why do y'all even let Rolly do confessionals? Because she be coming in the confessionals saying the most obvious shit. Like, she comes in the confessionals and she's like, yeah, Marsh really held her own with TESEHKI. She didn't back down. It's like, no shit, she didn't back down. They fought like 10 rounds. No shit, she didn't back down. We don't want to hear that. We want to know who won, okay? Because y'all are there. We're not there. So y'all see the fights raw and unedited, right? We don't. So, like, when y'all come in the confessionals, we don't want to hear, oh, so and so held their own, so and so, put up a good fight. No, we want to hear who won. Okay? We want to know who won. Who beat up who? That's what we want to know. We don't care about who held their own and all that bullshit. We don't care about that. All right. Wow, I promise y'all I was not yawning before I turned this camera on and started recording this video. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, but anywho. Yeah, so there was that. And trying to see if I'm forgetting anything. No, that's pretty much it, I like I said, I would say it was a pretty fair fight. Um I would say it's a tie. Um Based on, if I had to choose a winner, yeah, Marsh. I'm sorry. Only because She left a mark on TESEHKI, you know. If you can fight and you come out of that fight looking like you were not in a fight and the other person, it's clear that, you know what I mean? Like you took this girl wig off, you snatched her wig off, you gave her a scar right on her chin. If y'all notice, I think I have the screenshot of that too. Right here. I don't know if you could see it. Right here. You see she got a scar on top of her lip being busted. She got a scar right here. Frontal is off and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Marsh. I know some of y'all might think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna give it to Marsh only because, you know, TESEHKI, even her eye. Look at her eye. Look at that. Why does this eye look smaller than this eye? Did anybody catch that? Is it in the other? Let me look at the other. Yeah, it just looks just a little slanted compared to this one. Just a little bit. But yeah. Marsh didn't look like she was in a fight when she was done. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so moving on, because you know can't spend forever on one scene. So moving on, um, the next scene was okay. So after the fight with TESEHKI and Marsh, things got a little emotional between her and Krishan because TESEHKI was basically like, "Girl, I'm done with you. I'm gonna ruin your life just like how you're trying to ruin mine, blah blah blah." And Krishan was like, "Hey, girl, we're sisters. Like, what are you talking about? We're sisters. I love you, you know." And I'm just like, girl, if you ain't bipolar, you know, she coming up into Siki face and you know trying to hug her and I'm just gonna play it for y'all, okay? Because I could show you better than I could tell you. Girl, you was gonna smack Marsh regardless, but you made me smack Marsh. You was gonna smack her regardless. This should be so staged. This is a this performance deserves a Grammy, I swear. Not a Grammy, what? A Golden Globe Academy Award? Tasiki looks like Pikachu with that hat on her head. She looked like Pikachu. The Pokemon? Ooh, let me I was about to see some titties. I'm not trying to get my video flagged or, you know, for showing you know, some nudity. So let me just stop that there. But yeah, y'all see it. You know, I did. You guys saw the all the theatrics and whatnot. So yeah, like when it comes to these two, like I said before, these two need therapy. Like y'all don't need to be on Zeus. Y'all need therapy, okay? The shit that y'all and y'all family has been through, y'all need therapy. I know therapy is not gonna give you the check that Zeus is giving you, but I mean, hey, because y'all are just gonna have, you know. Anyways, the real problems with Tasika and Krishan started with Zeus. So you know, it is what it is. Moving on. Moving on. Let me see. What was the next scene? I'm trying to remember. Rolly, we don't care what you gotta say. Um, got Pikachu and Whoville over here. Oh yeah, here this was the highlight. Let me show y'all. You see the other baddies tearing up. You see Mariah Lynn and who else? Rolly, Rolly with her fake tears. Tasiki, they're all scared of you. Especially the ones that hang with Tasiki. Listen, Biggie, Anna, Mariah Lynn, they all scared. I don't know about the other baddies. Like, I think Sapphire's scared of her too. But yeah, majority of these the baddies are scared of Tasiki. What? That's why they let her get away with whatever. They don't. Nobody really stands up to Tasiki like that. Okay, let me see what else. What else with these two? They went at it for a while, honestly. They went at it for a while. Natalie showed up at one point. When did she show up? Let me see something. Oh yeah, over here, Tasiki tried to fight Marsh again. She tried to sneak her actually. She tried to sneak her. She failed. You know. That's how you know, because if Tasiki had got if Tasiki had got Marsh, she wouldn't continue fighting. Don't y'all notice when they know they lost or they didn't eat the way they wanted to, that's when they want to keep fighting. When Tasiki fought DTB at the reunion, she didn't want to keep fighting DTB because she knows she beat her up already. It was one and done. You know, DTB wanted to keep fighting because she knows she got her ass whooped, but Tasiki was over it. Let me see what else. What else? What else? Okay, so they calmed down a little bit over here. They had calmed down a little bit. They were just talking, nothing special. Oh yes, what I wanted to touch on, because Tasiki was talking about, oh, I beat up your friend, I beat up Marsh, whatever, and Krishan was like, okay, so what? So what if I beat up your friend? What if I beat up Anna? Anna been online talking shit. She been talking mad shit. Where's she at? For some odd reason, Anna was nowhere to be found. Biggie's here like, yeah, yeah, to pick on Anna because Biggie don't get involved in nothing. I mind my business. I don't want no parts. Okay. So yeah, y'all know not to call my name. But yeah, so Anna ends up showing up, and of course she caught please, like always, because Anna only has mouth for Summer and DJ Sky. She only has mouth and hands for Summer and DJ Sky. So yeah, she wasn't trying to go there with Krishan. Even though Krishan was clocking her tea. This is hold up, where's she at? Where is Anna? Where's Waldo? Where is Waldo? Um, it's Biggie. Where's where Anna at? You can't even find her. Oh boy. Yeah, she finally shows up. She's right here. Right here. Yeah, so she was just letting the girls know, oh yeah, Anna be talking shit, and of course Anna called please. Oh, I wasn't talking about this. I was actually talking about this. Girl. Anyway, so yeah, here is when Miss CEO showed up. Okay, Miss Chinny Chin Chin, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. What is that, blunts? Natalie gotta lay off the blunts because that's why her voice be sounding so raspy. But anyway, she shows up. I like her shades. She shows up, and they're just she already heard Krishan and Tasiki going at it before she shows up. But she comes in, she enters the club, whatever, and yeah, Krishan's just giving her a rundown of what happened between her and Tasiki. And Natalie listens to it for a little while. Natalie don't really care about what beefs the girls have when she's not there. She really don't care. Like, there's nothing she could really do about it. Y'all fought. It is what it is. Welcome to Baddies. Everybody whooping everybody. So She listens to whatever they have to say, lets them vent, whatever. And then she says, "Okay, guys, we're here to do our rehearsal, so let's get into rehearsal." So they get into rehearsals, and it couldn't it couldn't end there. It could not end. They had to keep going. By them I mean Krishan, Tasiki. So, child, they start going at it again. This time they're like it was like two little kids at this point, like they're shooting water bottles at each other, they're shooting shoes and clothes and shit like drinks and stuff like that. Like it was so childish, man. It was just so childish. Krishan's there saying, "Tasika, you're childish. Y'all both childish, okay? Y'all are both in your 20s doing this stupid shit." It was so weird, you know? So anyway, Krishan, she gets tired after. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I, good freeze frame right here. So where was Natalie? I guess. Oh, Natalie's in the back here with the scarf behind Tasiki. Everybody made sure to get out of harm's way. That was fast. So yeah, Tasiki, she throws water on Krishan, and by this time Krishan had enough. Krishan is like, "Listen, you want to fight so bad? Bitch, let's fight. Let's run a fade, okay?" So she goes to like another part of the club or whatever, and she's like, "Look, girl, the floor is dry here. Let's run it. Bring that ass here, bitch." Were her exact words. So Tasiki was just like, "Girl, I'm not you bring your ass here," is really what she said. So Krishan didn't really want to fight her. Tasiki didn't really want to fight her. They didn't really want to fight each other. It is what it is. They really didn't want to fight each other, but whatever. They just, it was entertaining somewhat. It was, a little bit um exhausting to watch, but a little bit entertaining also, right? These two. Look how she just wet up Krishan. Look how she wet her. I would want to fight Tasiki too if I was her. You know, this is when she's here calling her out. Bring that ass here, boy. Bring that ass here, bitch. This is exactly what she was saying right here. Let me play it for y'all. For the person that you really love. Who is she referring to? What, Blueface? I don't think Rashawn loved anybody in this world more than Blueface. I don't even think she loved Junior the way she loved Blueface, okay? Let's just keep it a buck. So anyway, that was over and done with. So they finally start getting to rehearsals. They're discussing who is going to perform first and whatnot. And Summer was the only one who volunteered. And I think Natalie wanted Anna to go first, but she didn't want to go, so Summer volunteered. She's like, "I'll go first." You know, Anna's like, "Summer, you suck. You're crap and whatever." And I'm like, "Of course." Summer is the only person Anna got mouth for. Why? I don't know. Anywho, so yeah, Anna started talking her shit. Summer started talking her shit. And it was just, I think Anna threw a water bottle at Summer, and it hit her. The first time it didn't hit her, but the second time it hit her in the back of her head. And fucking Rolly comes in the confessionals. Oh, is Summer got her head bust open with a water bottle. I'm like, I love how you guys, I love how the baddies, and it's not all of them, but I love how the baddies, when it comes to the faves, oh, yeah, so and so held her own. She did her best, and she really held her own against so and so. She didn't back down. Yep, kudos to her. But then when it comes to Summer, oh yeah, oh Summer, Summer got this, Summer got that, Summer got beat up, Summer got her head bust with a water bottle, Summer got slapped the taste out of her mouth, Summer got her wig snatched, Summer got beat the fuck up. She got Y'all can't wait to shit on Summer. Okay, y'all are quick to mention when Summer gets embarrassed, when she gets beat up, when she gets her ass handed to her, but when it's the faves, it's like, oh well, yeah, so and so, they really, they really held their own. And man, I don't blame Summer for being done with Zeus, and I really hope she's like, because a lot of these girls, they say they're done, and then they come back after. They offer them an amount that they can't refuse, and they come back just like with Tommie with, oh, I'm tired of embarrassing my kids, but look, you're back for a whole season at that. Not one episode, a whole season. So I just hope that Summer says what she means and she means what she says and she does not come back to Zeus. These people do not respect her. They might give her a bag, but they do not respect her at all. Okay? Anyway. So after that, let me see. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, um, there was a part where there was a part where Natalie was just talking about how, oh, baddies, when you guys perform, you can't be drunk, you gotta look good, you gotta be professional, you guys gotta smell good. Tinka was like, yeah, make sure y'all pussy be smelling good too. And Biggie was, for some reason, Biggie she got triggered by that, okay? So yeah, Tink was like, yeah, y'all make sure y'all pussy smell good too. And Biggie was like, whose pussy stinks? You've been saying that whole day. Whose pussy stinks? And I'm just like, Biggie, why would you say something? Why would you even open up your mouth? If it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. Only a head dog gonna holler. So like, it's just like, this is. I try to like Biggie, but it's like, girl. And then she trying to throw Summer under the bus. Oh, you must be smelling Summer because Summer's the closest one beside you. Summer was like, no, girl, your coochie smelling because you're the only one who said something. And I was like, clock it, girl, clock it, because Tinka didn't call nobody's name, but like I said before, a hit dog go holler, and Biggie was hollering. So, do you really got a smelly hot box down there, Biggie? Mm. Anyway, so after Krishan was like, I'm done with this show. I'm done with this fake shit. I am done. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Oh, I just realized that was music. Just realized that was music. Don't want to play that. Yeah, so this was Krishan making her exit. She's done with the show. She don't want to be around TESEHKI's trifling ass, whatever, fake ass, whatever. So yeah, the girls, they're just auditioning and stuff and practicing for when they're actually gonna perform. So I'm not even gonna show y'all all that. It ain't really. It's just rehearsals. Who cares? um what else did I want to say? So, oh yes, while they were at rehearsal, Natalie said that, because I think this is like their first like real booking, you know, concert type booking. So Natalie was like, okay, I'm gonna take y'all to the boutique so you guys can buy some new clothes. And I'm like, okay. Well, yeah, she said she's going to take them to the boutique so they can buy some new clothes. The way she said it, she kind of made it seem like she was gonna, the way I took it, the way she said it seemed like she was going to, let me just play it. Let me just. Oh, wait, yeah, before they got to the boutique, they were on the bus and they were just talking about what the situation that just happened. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like jumping from here. I'm jumping all over the place. Yeah. So they're on the bus, the Baddie tour bus, and they're just talking about the situation that happened with TESEHKI and Marsh. Rolly was like, TESEHKI, I just got to give you your flowers because what you went through today, like they put you in the ringer, girl. They had you fighting this girl back to back like 50 times. Okay. So, I got to give you, but I can tell just by the way they're speaking to TESEHKI didn't really win because, like usually they would be gassing her up. Oh yeah, you're the eater, blah 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 blah. You ate, you left no crumbs. Usually they would be gassing the hell out of TESEHKI. They weren't really doing that. It was more like, yeah, girl, you held your own. Like you had a rough day, but you held your own. That's really what it was giving. So, yeah, just by that alone tells me that TESEHKI, you didn't take the W, boo boo. You didn't take the W. I wouldn't say you took a L, but you didn't really take a W either. Oh yeah, this is like where is it? Because I have a screenshot. Fuck the screenshot. Let me just. Okay, this is the first confessional look I've seen from Smiley that actually looks decent. Okay, compared to the other shit we've seen her wear this season in the confessionals, this is her best look so far. Okay, so thank you, Smiley, for looking regular for once, not looking like a psycho. So anyway, so they decide to pray, TESEHKI's venting about how she felt, she wasn't even prepared to fight. She had her jewelry on, and I'm like, bitch, you threw the first punch. Anywho, yeah, and Marsh wasn't even on that with you. But anyway, you threw the first punch talking about I didn't come dressed to fight, whatever, whatever. In a whole workout suit, mind you. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know why Marsh is on the show, blah, blah, blah. Girl, you know damn well why Marsh is on the show. To give you something to do. So then Summer's like, oh, I like Marsh. And TESEHKI's like, it don't matter. You always like dumb bitches. I was like, oh, TESEHKI, the shade, the shade, the shade, the shade. Marsh is not a dumb bitch. I like Marsh too, I actually wish she was on the show longer, but CHRISEAN left, so she had to leave too, she's a loyal friend, I get it. But it would have been nice to see Marsh a little longer on the show, in my opinion. I would have liked that, but CHRISEAN came with DJ Sky also. DJ Sky didn't leave. She has a job to do. She's the DJ, right? So anywho, so yeah, they pray and it's so funny because they're praying and oh, Tinka skin. Her acne is terrible. 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 And it's not just her, but I think she has it the worst. Okay, because when you see Rolly without makeup on, when you see Scotty without makeup on, when you see Natalie without makeup on, these girls have terrible skin. And y'all be talking about Tavy. Listen, Tavy might look like DMX, but Tavy's skin is smooth. She don't got no pimples, no nothing. Her skin is smooth. Okay? She might have a granny face, but her skin is smooth. Okay? What is going on here? What is this? What is this? Hey, c'est quoi ça, là? Technical difficulties. All right, boom. So that's fixed. Got me a little water break. All right, back to the review. Okay, so the baddies, they arrive to the boutique where they're gonna, shop for some. Let me try to enlarge this first of all. There we go. I like making it enlarged. It's already small, so yeah. So yeah, so that has music. Yeah. So yeah, so they arrived to the boutique. Let me try to mm, skip to when they're actually there. This is on the bus. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Okay, here we go. Oh, I think this is it. Right here. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, speaking of confessional looks, I like this one by Summer. I like Summer with this blonde hair. I like her with it. It looks good. I like the whole look actually. She kind of looks like she's suffocating here a little bit. Look at her belly. Look how it's just no. You needed a bigger size, Summer. Just a slight bigger. Your belly is like suffocating. It's just squished. Anyway, so yeah, so they're there, at the boutique. And of course, Bobby the baddie, because Bobby just goes anywhere the baddies go. So yeah. I think the name of the boutique is Icon in New York, I think. So yeah, they look like they got some nice stuff though. I'm not even gonna lie. Might have to hit that place up next time I'm in New York. But yeah, so they bought some stuff, and it's so funny because Miss, I don't complain, I just pay the tab. Scotty clocked your tea, Mama. Scotty clocked your tea. Scotty was like, yeah, Natalie, um, she was just sitting there like, yeah, y'all better use y'all Zeus money to pay for this shit. She didn't pay for shit. She didn't pick up no tab. Rolly picked up the tab for most of the girls. Surprising, eh? But anywho, it is what it is. Just, my girl was telling the girls, you gotta use your Zeus money. Pay what tab? Pick up what tab? Rolly paid the tab. Okay? So anywho, um, so there was that. And then Tommie happened to be the last one to. This is a nice confessional look with Scotty too. Them the tatas are tata-in. Look at them, so big they almost look fake. Congratulations. That's pregnancy body for you. I can't, man. I can't wait so I could be pregnant so my titties could. I mean, they're not small. I'm like a C, so it's not bad. But yeah, so Tommie was the last one to arrive at the boutique, and Biggie was still there. So how ironic, Biggie's the only one still there. Okay, yeah. Definitely a setup. So yeah, so Biggie's the only one there. Everybody else is gone, you know. And Tommie shows up, and Biggie and Tommie already, they're like buddy buddy. So Biggie starts giving Tommie shit for being late. And at first Tommie was like, girl, sweetie, like respectfully, I don't need you to tell me about time or anything like that, okay? Like I'm good. But Biggie kept like, she kept bothering her about, you got to be on time and this and that, and Tommie just spazzed on her, okay? Tommie was like, "Girl, you don't need to tell me about being on time. Like, girl, is you crazy? You don't ever need to tell me about being on time." And Biggie was like, "Girl, calm down. It's me you're talking to, like to treat me with respect the way you treat everybody else with respect." And Tommie's like, "Girl, I treat everybody with respect if they treat me with respect, okay? You don't got to tell me about time. Like it's a wrap, okay? Like I'm done with this conversation, okay?" So Biggie, she wasn't feeling that, but yeah, Tommie was. She wasn't trying to hear anymore. She done got pissed off by Biggie because she had a long day, and you got Biggie here talking about, oh, you need to be on time, blah 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 blah, whatever. And again, if you keep up with the blogs and stuff, the baddies tea on Instagram or whatever on the blogs, apparently Tommie wasn't given a specific time that she had to be there. She wasn't given a specific time, but she was going off on one of the producers, Ashley, because she said that I don't know if she thinks or if she had confirmation that Ashley put a bug in Biggie's ear to go off on Tommy for being late. So there was that. Next scene, next scene, next scene. Tommy looks so good, by the way. She always looks good. So, yeah, she went off on Biggie. She spazzed on her a little bit. Didn't end up buying anything. She was just like, "Child, I'm gonna order online." Doesn't really matter. I mean, Tommy, she got like, I would raid Tommy's closet because her fashion, anything she wears is like, I would love to raid Tommy's closet. Okay. So anyway, the next man, this was a long ass scene. What the hell? We're still here. Gosh. Summer said Biggie looked like a melted chocolate ice cream cone, lad, and now I can't unsee it. Summer girl, if you're watching, look, start a freaking podcast, okay? Start a damn podcast. You ain't doing baddies no more, girl. You need to start a podcast because she is funny, okay? I don't know where she be coming up with these insults. Like she just be pulling them out of her ass. Let's get to the next scene because I ain't trying to be here all day. 46 minutes. Okay, we ain't doing too bad. So then there was a house meeting. The girls, the baddies, they arrived to the house that they're just gonna be fighting and shooting their scenes from, but not actually sleeping. Poor Big Lex. Big Lex looks exhausted. She looks so over it. She looks so over it. So anywho, so they have a house meeting. Rolly has the house meeting because Natalie is not there. Nobody really knows where Natalie is. Apparently she was shopping or whatever. But yeah, she wasn't there. Okay, long story short. Um, so yeah, Rolly's just there. She's giving the girls their props, the ones who deserve it. You know, Summer, Nunu, she was basically telling Nunu, oh, you need to step it up. We need to see your person. Man, listen, this is Nunu's like third season. We know Nunu's personality already. Okay? Like, we know how she is. I mean, you really need to be saying that to Mariah Lynn because Mariah Lynn been quiet like a mouse. Okay? The only time we really see her, thank God Mariah Lynn has beef with Summer because we wouldn't be hearing a peep from her. Okay? So you really need to be telling that shit to Mariah Lynn because her Orny storyline so far is Summer. Okay? If it wasn't for Summer picking on her, anyway. So yeah, so Rolly is just, telling the girls, you could step it up, you're doing good job for you, this, that. And I'm just like, is this really something that we should be seeing on camera? Or you know what I mean? I just feel like these are things you should be telling the girls off camera. Like, yes, have your house meeting, but I feel like you telling certain girls, yeah, you could step it up, you could do this, you can. I feel like that's kind of a conversation you should be having with these girls off camera, you know? Just like give them the update of like what's going on with Natalie. What are you guys gonna do tonight, tomorrow? Are you guys excited for the booking? You know, do y'all have any beefs? Anything you want to get off y'all chest? Natalie loves to say that shit. It's like the initiation for a fight. But to say like, yeah, you could be stepping it up, you could be doing this, you could be doing. I just feel like that's a conversation that needs to be had with like Rolly and the other girls, whichever girl she's talking to. Not on camera. I don't know. It just feels. It just gives me like high school type of vibe. I don't know. Like we know you guys are coming to do it's like it doesn't make the show feel authentic. And that's what I miss from the earlier seasons like Baddies South, Baddies West. It's just, you know, this is why you have girls that just be fighting for no reason, and the fights don't even make sense because of things like this. They gotta step it up. you know. Anywho, so what next? What next? What next? Oh yes, they were talking about, well, they were talking to DJ Sky, and DJ Sky was basically, talking about how she's happy to be the Baddies DJ, and yeah, yesterday there was a little situation with me and Anna, but a lot of y'all think I wasn't defending myself, but I don't like confrontation. I'm here to do a job and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, girl, yeah, I'm kudos to you. You're professional. You put the bag before the fights and stuff, and I get that, but you can't let no hoe come up to you, and I don't care. You can't go out like Chris Rock. Don't be a Chris Rock. Don't let somebody just come slap the taste out your mouth and just get away scot free. And especially I shouldn't even use Chris Rock as an example, because Chris Rock was, he was in a very professional setting. You are on Baddies. You are filming for a show that is revolved around fighting. Why wouldn't you fight? Why wouldn't you fight? You probably would have gotten a bigger bag from what they're paying you. Why wouldn't you why wouldn't you fight? You know? And I get it, like not everything needs to be resolved with violence. Some things can be talked out, some things can be ignored. If you're in the club, somebody step on your shoe, you can let it go. Somebody accidentally shoves you or pushes you or falls on you, trips on you, you could let that go. Somebody accidentally spilled their drink on you cuz they tripped or they're drunk or whatever, you could let that go. But if a bitch walks up to you and slaps you in your face, you can't let that slide. As a grown woman, as a woman in your 30s, as a woman with a child, as a mother, and you're on national TV, you can't just let somebody just bitch slap you like that, especially not no little pipsqueak like Anna. DJ Sky, you need a. I know she can't fight because we already saw her and Anna go at it on Bad Easy, so we know DJ Sky can't fight, even though she has her martial arts, whatever, kudo, judo, whatever things she has. Okay, we know she can't fight, but at least stand up for yourself. And Rolly and Nunu, they were basically saying, like, yeah, like that's your way of defending yourself, that's your way of, but don't let it be your own defense. you know don't let people don't give people the idea that they can be comfortable just coming up to you and disrespecting you, putting hands on you, and you're not going to do anything. Okay, it's not about wanting to keep the peace. I don't want to fight, I'm not a fighter. You don't have to be a fighter to defend yourself. you know You don't have to be a fighter to defend yourself. Don't be a pushover. Don't let nobody push you around. You don't have to be a fighter to defend yourself. You just got to respect yourself. Okay? I was so embarrassed for DJs. I had secondhand embarrassment from watching that. Like, and the fact that she's trying to justify it, it's like, no, girl. Just get your leg back when you see her. You know? It is what it is. Just get your leg back because you sound crazy. Okay? I like this look from Nunu. I like this confessional look. It's kind of giving me like mermaid type vibe. So anyway, Bobby's there. They're talking about who's gonna open, who's the MC, where Tommy at, whatever. And Rolly is so messy. Rolly's so fake because Rolly's supposed to be friends with both Tommy and Tavy. She's actually been friends with Tommy longer. Okay. And for you to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, oh she gave Tommy a knuckle sandwich 5 times," and laughing about it, like I just know Tommy's gonna see this episode and she's gonna say something about you. She's gonna say something about you. So be careful. Be careful. Tommy is freaking schizo. Okay. So anyway, then we have Biggie, not you, Summer. Not you. One second. We know it's a summer show, but yeah, so now we have Biggie, and Biggie was pretty much like explaining to the girls the situation that happened with her and Tommy earlier that day at the boutique when everybody left. And she was basically saying, Tommy, she disrespected me. She called me this, that, whatever. And we're not really getting along right now. And, stuff like that. And then in walks in Miss Tommy herself. And, oh, wait, no, I didn't get to it yet. I didn't get to it yet. I think this season, all the baddies have amazing confessional looks, honestly. Yeah, okay. So Tommy finally shows up and they're just hashing their thing out, her and Biggie. And Tommy's just like, "Girl, I get over things fast. I'm over it, but this is Biggie we're dealing with. Biggie don't get over. She go bring this shit up in like 5 years from now, okay? Biggie is a crybaby, okay? And y'all that's friends with Biggie, y'all should know how she is already. She's a freaking crybaby. You gotta watch what you say to a crybaby, you know? One like Biggie at least. So yeah, so Tommy and Biggie start going at it, and I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. I think that Biggie was being a little over dramatic, but Tommy was being dramatic too in that boutique, yelling, "Why the fuck would you need to tell me to be on time? Why the fuck would you need to?" They was just looking at Tommy like, "Oh, okay, girl, go off, go off." So yeah, there was that. These two, they went at it for like some time. Apparently, Biggie was told by Tommy, "You're not a star. You ain't no Beyonce. You ain't this, that, blah, blah, blah." And Biggie really, really took it to heart. Like, y'all gotta have thick skin and stop caring what people think, okay? Yeah, you're not a star. You're not a star. Who gives a fuck? You're not a star, Biggie. You're a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Big Dominican. Yeah, I can't even do her. Her voice is so deep. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. But yeah, like you a boss. So, but you're not a star, Biggie. You're a boss. You can be entertaining. You can be funny. You have your moments, but you're not. No. Okay, you're not a star. Summer is the star of baddies. Summer is the star. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all might not like her. Y'all might love her. Summer is the star of baddies. After Summer, I guess you could say Tommy. And those are my two favorite baddies, Summer and Tommy. I like Nunu also, but I would say after Summer, you can say that Tommy is like the star of the show. She's always one of the most anticipated people to come on. When people find out that Tommy is on Baddies, people get very excited. They tend to get very excited. So I can more say that uh, um, Tommy is more of a star than Biggie. So then I don't know why DMX got up. What you standing up for, DMX? X gonna give it to you? We ready to ride rough? We rough riders? What's she getting up for? Anyway, So Tommy and her bleached eyebrows, she was basically just saying, what was she saying in this confessional? I don't even remember what she was saying, to be honest. Um, couldn't have been that important. But yeah, so they're going back and forth at it. Rolly tries to break them up, tries to break them up. And yeah, but nothing seems to work. The whole house is getting involved at this point because they just don't like to see Biggie just this emotional, you know? Biggie is a sweet person when she wants to be, but yeah, she's just a freaking crybaby, man. At her big age, just a damn crybaby. Like I don't know what else to say. Just crying, crying for what? Anywho, so Biggie talks about how because at one point all the girls they came like outside in like I guess the front. They were coming outside. I think they were really just following the girls because it looked like Tommy was trying to leave and Biggie was following her and she was like, this is how you treat me, you just gonna talk to me like this in front of these girls and blah 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 blah. So anyway, the baddies follow them both outside, um, in front of the house, the Airbnb house that they have. And in within like two twos, this freaking black truck just shows up out of nowhere and these girls hop out the trunk, they pull up, they hop out they hop out the car, sorry, and they start going at it with the girls. I couldn't even really see anything because there was just so much people around. Like I could show y'all, okay? Let me show y'all. Yeah, so yeah. I hate to pause it on Shamar, but it is what it is. Yeah, so Tommy brought bitches for these bitches, okay? Listen, y'all need to stop playing with Tom. This is why she's one of my favorites, okay? Because listen, if Tommy can't bring a weapon, she go bring her friends as weapons, okay? Cause y'all caught on now. Y'all be patting her down and everything. So she ain't stupid. She's gonna get her bitches to pull up, and they probably have weapons for y'all asses. Okay. So there's that. So yeah, she like I said, she pulled up with her gang of bitches in a car. They came out to do God knows what to who. I think one of them got Killer. And I was at first I was like, why Killer of all people? But then I remember the episode before, Killer and Tommy were fighting, and Killer was, kind of being rude to her, like, I don't gotta tell you shit, whatever, whatever. You ain't my mom, this, that, you old, you blah 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 blah. So I now I like looking back at that, now I see why Tommy probably got bitches after whole Killer, so there's that. Um yeah, that's pretty much it. The episode ended here, so there's not much to say after this. But child, y'all let me know how you feel. Like, let me know your thoughts on CHRISAN and TESEHKI. Let me know your thoughts on Biggie versus Tommy. And yeah, that's pretty much all that happened in this episode. Biggie versus Tommy, CHRISAN versus TESEHKI. And then they had a little couple of minutes of, rehearsals and whatnot. So anyway, y'all let me know in the comments below. Y'all let me know in the comments below. So yeah, y'all let me know in the comments below how you feel about this episode. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.